What's up, guys? This is Dan with the Bullish Bears team. Wanted to do a quick trading recap on today's action from the trade room. This morning, we were looking at SPY, we were looking at the VIX, we were trying to figure out where support and resistance was on the major indexes today, and then also track Apple and Facebook. And actually, I took two trades today. Actually, three trades today. I actually lost on one of my SPY trades. I had purchased puts and it reversed on me, ended up closing that trade rather quickly. Good, managed the risk quite well. And then I switched into Facebook calls and Apple calls. And first I'm going to cover Facebook for you guys. So first thing I did, went ahead, figured out what the major levels of support and resistance were. I actually traded Facebook yesterday as well based on this major angular breakout. So you see this green dotted line through here. This was a major resistance zone that Facebook crossed yesterday, closed pretty much near the highs, and then continued up in the after hours pre-market. Pulled back this morning, and then we've got some really nice green hourly bars today. So what I did, and I did this live with the traders in our chat room, is I actually figured out the pre-market high through here. And I took a look at the pre-market low and drew this bar. And I was pretty much watching for just support and resistance, pivot points, trying to find a nice pattern. And I liked what I saw off this hammer candle through here. And I actually sold my calls before we broke this line. This red candle is where I took profit. And then essentially, you can't see it because I am just showing you guys price action, but the 9 EMA came right through here, got a nice bounce off of it, and it's continuing to move higher as we speak. So if you draw I had these lines drawn earlier, I actually took them down. You'll see we've got a pretty nice channel through here. It's a bit rising wedgish a little bit, but it's more of just a really clean, nice up channel. And you can see right through here, this is where once it printed a candle above the high a day, the pre-market and the pre-market high, you see additional bulls coming through. I actually might enter this trade again a little bit later this afternoon, or I'll take the other side depending on what happens. We do have FOMC meeting minutes being released, I believe, at 2 o'clock. It's typically when they do it. So just wanted to recap this Facebook trade. I traded the 145 calls, and I was able to capture the majority of this move. Next one I wanted to show you guys is Apple. So I have my fib lines drawn on Apple. Apple in a nice rising wedge. So you guys know, if you know patterns, rising wedges are bearish reversal patterns. But if you catch them early enough, you can actually trade the inside of one of these and ride it up until it reverses. And as it starts to get tight in this apex, it looks to break down. But when they're very bullish, sometimes they just break out of that rising wedge and then just come back and retest and move higher. So Apple has just been a grinder throughout the day. Let me show you guys with the 9 EMA study here. Let me show you guys on a 5-minute. So on the 5-minute, 9 EMA pulled back, bounced off VWAP, and it's just been grinding. You haven't had a majority candle close below the 9 EMA yet. I took profit on my Apple calls here, pulled back, and it's continued to rise. So I don't feel bad about taking profit a little bit too early on those. You got to lock in your gains. I had the 155 calls that expire for next week. So a little bit out of the money, was a little bit more cautious with them because it was so far out of the money. But you got resistance coming up at 154.66. It continues to move higher. I was showing people in the trade room also the trend spider chart. Let me just click and drag that in for you. This actually helped me stay in this trade a little bit longer. I was watching this area for Apple to really start moving, and you can see this is about 11:45. It really picked up through here and then bounced off this. This is a 5-minute resistance trend line, bounced off. So that's kind of where I was watching this line to really smack this down. But you can see right through here, we have this green pasture that Apple can continue to trade within these two trend lines for most of the day. We don't really have any daily trend line resistance down here. It's all trading above it. If we add more lines, it's going to filter in some more lines, but there's still, these are all just 5-minute resistance zones to watch for, basically price rejections around this line. So TrendSpider, useful tool. We've done a couple webinars on it. You guys can check out our YouTube playlist and you'll find that. So you see right here, this Apple rising wedge might be getting ready to bust right here. And if it does, you start getting closes below the 90 EMA. That's where you would look to take profit on this Apple move. Again, I was conservative, took profit through here. And, you got to squeeze a little bit higher, but this thing could move really quickly down back to the pre-market high. And that would be a great support area for this to bounce and maybe trade sideways and consolidate into 2 o'clock. So that's the trading recap. Those are the two trades that I took today that I won on. I spoke a little bit in the beginning about SPY. And you can see this was kind of almost an inverse head and shoulder. SPY right now trading inside this wedge. May trade sideways in this wedge for the rest of the day, or maybe just into 2 o'clock where the FOMC minutes happen. So we'll see what happens. We'll look for another afternoon trade today. As always, guys, trade responsibly. Always have a plan, and good luck out there. Stay disciplined, and check us out, guys. If you want to try us right now, we are bullishbears.com. Head over to our website. We're having a New Year's sale. It's 15% off our membership. There is a little bit of time left on the clock. Right now, we got 6 hours left. So if you guys would like to take advantage of that opportunity, try us. Of course, with monthly, it's always risk-free. So you guys can try us for 2 weeks. If you don't like us, we'll give you your money back. All right, guys, happy trading. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.